It's been out of things can only get better.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Papses in the Spin Room. As always, I am joined with Paps over here.
Hello, everyone.
How
Paps over here.
Paps is over there, and it's October. It's Halloween. Are we feeling spooky?
Well, we're feeling spooked.
Spooked.
I don't know about spookiness. Yeah, I think it's in the air, but I'm not feeling this like fully. Maybe in a week time, ask me the same question. Maybe I'm gonna feel more spooky.
Like just terrified, constantly terrified.
Exactly. I just think right now spookiness is not that funny because it's real.
Yeah, it's a terrifying world, but we need to live our best lives.
Are you feeling spooky?
I'm feeling spooky. I love Halloween. It's the one day a year where I don't have to dress up.
You
I can show my true self.
You're just yourself.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've actually been thinking about the costumes. I won't spoil it.
What it's gonna be?
Oh, we should do an episode in costume. We should do.
We have to check the calendar if any of our release dates is actually. No, it's not.
We can still do it.
Yeah, we can still do
Just
it
for the fun
We
of
can
it.
do a little preview.
Yeah.
Inspire people.
Yeah. Well, last year I went as a vampire. This time I'm just gonna go full demon. I think that's my plan.
I think I'm gonna come back to the basics and do a classic ghost, 2 holes for eyes. You know.
But then we
For
won't see
eyes.
your pretty face. We'll see your pretty eyes. But
Well, I get so much older over the last year. It's not that pretty anymore.
Alright, so you need to calm down the ladies.
Exactly.
Coming all over you.
Hold your horses, everyone.
Yeah. Today just a sheet.
Yeah. It's still up for grab. It's still up for grab, but it's not as not as tasty anymore. Yeah, trick or treat, and people choosing trick, and then you're questioning yourself.
Yeah, I always go for the treat. Always
Yeah.
go for the treat.
Well,
Anyway, should we talk about the news?
became a bit sad.
Yeah. So on the menu today of our episode,
Yeah, tell me the menu.
we will be going through our Trump section as always to start off the show, talking about the government closing for business, and just Hegseth calling the military fat. That's always a fun story. We're going to talk about Gaza a bit, just because it's been quite dramatic between
Yeah,
our friend Greta having a little trip on a boat around there.
and not only Greta, but all the other activists as well.
Of course.
She just been made example.
And there might be a little peace on the horizon, but we will analyze
Might be.
that soon. In the same spirit, we also talk about Italy, my motherland, who they've been very active in the country, shutting down the whole country.
The biggest strike in decades, isn't it?
It is. Go on, comrades. And then finally, we'll just wrap it up back in the UK to talk about what actually happened during the Labour conference, which we did discuss a little bit last year, but drama is always there within Labour.
Exactly. And then we're gonna review again if it's good to party with Keir or not.
Yeah. Some minds may have changed.
Okay, so we're starting with our Trump section.
I start with Trump. The first headline comes from Associated Press News. Trump threatens to cut democratic agencies amid government shutdown.
And Reuters said Hegseth slams fat generals. Trump touts cities as troop training grounds.
Should we start with the shutdown?
Or we should start with a shutdown. So just before I'm going to give you the voice about that. So at the end of the day, the capitalism came to the point that you can even close a country like a shop.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Just close for business.
But is it like in Spain? Is it like siesta?
I mean,
They're just closing between.
I was
12 and
actually
2?
thinking that to myself. Like it says in Italian, government places aren't really open unless you go between because at 9 o'clock you have your coffee. So business restarts at 10.
Yeah.
10:30, a little cigarette. 11 o'clock, where you've had a coffee and a cigarette. What comes later? You need to have your constitutional.
Exactly.
Have a little poop. And then 12 o'clock, it's lunch. Everyone goes home. So really,
The day starts at 2.
yeah. And then it's time to go home.
Yeah, because how long do they want us to work?
Yeah.
You know?
So, American shutdown is just any other day in Italy.
Exactly. So I don't know why this drama. Why did you even write about this?
Yeah, exactly. Let's skip this whole section.
Okay, so basically in US they didn't accept the budget. And because they didn't accept the budget, it means that the public service cannot work. Public service means the post offices, the Healthcare? No, healthcare in US is private.
Yeah, and maybe that's why, because of all the shutdowns.
Exactly.
But the TSA, the air traffic control.
So it means that you cannot fly into US right now? Nah.
I mean,
No, it's
you
impossible.
can do, but good luck landing.
I mean, like, that all doesn't really bothers me because from last week, the TikTok is on.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's why
And
there's
TikTok
this
is not on strike.
Yeah, so everyone's just on.
So the most important service is still running.
Yeah, exactly.
Who
TikTok
need-
is fine.
Who needs post if you have TikTok?
But yeah, no, it's big because all government employees are furloughed. Some will continue to work, some won't. The Trump has his priorities right. That he says that the military will continue working, and so will the National Guard and ICE. The fun stuff of the government.
The most important services.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, whose fault is it? That's a big conversation happening in America.
So Trump is blaming Democrats.
Yeah.
But the real...
I mean, the budget needs to be passed in Congress. Congress has a Republican majority.
So why it didn't pass? Because that's looking bad on Trump's side. So why would he allow that to happen?
So the controversy of why it didn't pass is because in the budget there is some big cuts on Medicare and Medicaid. The Republican argument is, well, we're cutting it so that illegal immigrants can't use it. Bearing in mind that they don't use it unless they're asylum seekers. But the Democrats are saying, you guys control the House. If you wanted to get it passed, get it passed. I mean, Bernie Sanders is amazing. He's just so fun. He's like, I will not sign this bill. You do not create Medicaid. The soup. Did you like my impression there?
I loved it. I get stunned. I was like, whoa. Okay, so we know how Bernie Sanders reacts to this. But now the question I have is, how long it's going to last? And is that a conspiracy within Democrats, within Republicans to make Trump look weak? Dum, 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 dum.
See. Well, just the first question.
See.
Last time there was a government shutdown was when, in 2018, who was president then? Trump. So, and last time it lasted several months.
Wait, hold on a second. You want to tell me that in 2018 people couldn't send a letter for several months?
Yeah, that's right.
By the way, the public services means that also schools are closed? Public schools?
Teachers will continue working, but they won't get paid.
But no one will get paid.
Furloughed.
So they will get paid.
Maybe eventually.
So it's their call if they're working or not? Or
I think it is.
But in those circumstances, the country would fall quicker than in several months.
That's why it's a big deal that the government shut down.
Yeah, but then they didn't fall those in 2018, even though you said it was several months. How come the country was operating without having basic services in place?
Because Trump is the best and he made the government work. I don't know the answer to this, but that's what happened.
Okay. Right. I have a feeling that it's actually... Like, otherwise people would be panicking and Trump would say, I'm just pulling the string right now and we are having this, through.
Well, this is where the conspiracy comes in. Because our boy Stephen Miller, chief of staff, great advisor of Trump, more MAGA than MAGA, he loves cutting employees, jobs, Doge. Remember Doge? Remember that thing?
Yeah.
So the whole conspiracy is that Trump actually wanted the government to shut down so he could fire loads of employees. And it's easier to do it when the government shut down than when it's running.
Yeah, but why he wants to fire loads of employees? Because it's closer to dictatorship?
There's that, there's government efficiency, there's... Yeah, I guess.
What about the reaction of the public?
Taylor Swift's album just came out, so they're very distracted at the moment.
I'm not surprised, yeah. I mean, like, the country is being shut down, that can wait.
No, I mean, it's the life of a showgirl.
Yeah, and it's also, you can buy her album in a physical private company kind of store.
You don't need the government to listen to Tay-Tay.
Yeah. Okay, situation is stable then.
Yeah, we're sorted. Tay-Tay to the rescue.
Okay, so we will see how it's gonna progress. Now we're going to the other thing. It's one. Yeah, we handled that topic really well. So, basically, Reuters said Hexet slams fat generals. That's a quote. Trump touted cities as troop training grounds. So in a nutshell, we have the summit for the highest ranked generals who are really, deciding about and really making the American army arguably the most powerful army in the world. They've been called to, as they thought, discuss the strategy for the upcoming year. But it's actually, they were discussing how long can be your beard.
And what diet to do.
Exactly. And if you have to jump higher than you jumped last year, if you don't want to lose your job.
Yeah. It was just weird, surreal conference, just a speech. Basically, one of the funniest moments was that, so generals are meant to be apolitical. They're meant to be civil servants. Obviously, their commander is the president, commander-in-chief, but they respond to the Constitution, not whoever is in charge of the White House.
So to just stop here, like, in theory, lovely. In practice, is it possible? Because in theory, communism is good, but in practice, it's impossible. Okay. The main topic became the side one. All right. Okay, come on, Carl.
I mean, yes, comrade. I mean, one of how it works in practice is, for example, if the president addresses all the generals don't applaud, and you don't give political speeches to generals.
Right.
So when Trump goes onto the stage, and everyone's, very professionally, very, generals, military, composed.
Yeah.
And Trump says, "Oh, this is the quietest room I've ever entered. If you guys want to clap, you can clap. If you don't want to clap, you can leave." Joke, it almost is a joke, saying like, "Clap or you get fired." So that was the terrorizing thing. The funny thing is that obviously
no one clapped.
No one clapped, and neither for Hegseth. Hegseth obviously made some pauses in his speech to give space for clapping, and it was just so cringy.
Yeah.
So cringy.
I mean, because his speech was basically, a lot of people would call it hateful. That's why I asked the question at the beginning. It was woke. And it was basically saying there is no non-binary people. Everyone has to go through the physical tests.
Yeah, the presidential fitness test, it's called, which was reintroduced by Trump.
But something which really stuck in my head was that only special forces can have beards.
I looked into it a little bit more, because that's such a weird
thing to say.
Like, what's wrong with a beard?
No, why only special forces? Is it like, is beard cool so that only they can look cool?
Well, it's more about why not everyone else.
Yeah. So
and let's think about who has beards. Muslims. So Muslims with beards need to cut it off or be kicked out of the military.
Or be in special forces.
Or just get promoted, I guess.
But I have beard and I'm not Muslim.
Well, I mean, cut it off then.
Otherwise I'm going to lose my job in
Yeah.
an army, which I was dreaming of my whole life. Yeah.
And the other thing is, and now I don't really know what the medical reasons for this is, but black man follicles apparently are more prone to get infected if regularly shaven.
Right.
So some consider this no beard policy to be racist because of that. Because basically you're forcing black people and Muslim people to shave their beards when there's religious or medical reasons for this.
Are you agreeing with that? I think it's a bit of a creating the. I think they just wanted to bring the army to the old standards, kind of, becoming more conservative. I think. Don't you think that that's a little bit of a pulling the leg, creating that theory?
I think the Muslim one is. I think that's pretty valid. I mean,
yeah, but about the shaving one.
Yeah, I mean, for a Muslim, a beard is part of the identity.
Yeah, but it's not like only Muslim people wear beards.
No. Well, I mean, I can't grow one, but that's not.
No, but you would be already kicked out for your.
Remember, there's no stubble, this patchy stubble that I've
Yeah,
got.
they would be like, you see, you're trying, and even at this, nah,
Even
get
that,
out.
I can't even grow a beard.
But it's also interesting because the physical test, which means that some of the army seniors and generals, they also will have to go through them.
Yeah.
And some of them, they're potentially not capable of going
Well,
through
no.
passing.
I mean, generals famously stay way behind, way at the back of the front line.
Yeah.
So when you're watching the battle from your computer, eating
You're not
popcorn
moving
and
that much.
donuts, you're fine.
But you know what is interesting? That from what I know, is that in a real war, for every person on the line, you have another two in the back. Especially right now, when there is so much of a high technology kind of involved on the field. So how relevant is that?
It is. I mean, war is cyber now. War is
Yeah, no. So how relevant is testing everyone's physical
none.
condition?
But if you like World War II, and I know Hegseth wants to bring the army back to 1946, then they need to look good, I guess. He wants his Full Metal Jacket fantasy.
But doesn't mean that they're also going to be doing coke on the front line, because we're talking 1946.
I mean, Hegseth for sure. Hegseth is always doing
For the country.
for the country. We
Okay.
didn't invade Colombia for nothing.
Exactly.
We did it for the drugs.
We raid their jungle. We're not gonna go out empty-handed.
Yeah, but what Trump said was even scarier, because he said anti-woke. We need to send all the troops to the National Guard to Chicago, San Francisco, New York, all Democrat cities. And he said you can even use some of its training grounds for when you go abroad. So treat these cities as your enemy. And that's the scary part.
Yeah, that is the scary part, especially after you see what he did with Iran. He just did it.
Yeah.
Didn't ask anyone. Never paid any price for doing it. Well, let's see how it's gonna move forward. Unluckily for everyone who not gonna be a friend with Trump, even though the country is shut down, the army is still going.
Yeah, it is. And the National Guard.
And the National Guard. So then we have to move forward, and we have to come to the arguably most emerging topic, which is what's happening in Gaza, and the plan, because they revealed the plan how to finish this madness.
There is a plan.
There is a plan, and Sky News said Netanyahu backs Trump peace plan for Gaza as role for Blair revealed. Because Tony Blair are going to be involved.
Yeah.
If it's going to go through.
Hilarious.
It is hilarious.
And then we have the Palestine Chronicle, who says, dragged, beaten, humiliated. Report reveals Greta Thunberg's treatment in Israeli custody.
So this is important to know, because this is quite unusual for Papses now. These are two different facts here. One is the peace plan, how to finish the war in Gaza. The second one is how Greta Thunberg has been treated and other activists.
Yeah.
But we did it already today before, so we're kind of like this kind of concept of minking.
Yeah, it's one's the context, the other one is what's happening.
So basically what is happening is that Trump wants to get a Peace Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
So he's trying to do everything to appear as the one who is bringing peace. I mean, like Epstein files and dropping bombs on Iran, that's a detail.
Renaming your Department of Defense to Department of War, that's a great way to get a peace prize.
Yeah, I think he should get for this year and for next year, just in case.
You know what? Just rename it Trump's Peace Prize.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
Nobel.
Yeah,
Trump.
Who was Nobel? Come on.
Come on. Actually, saying that, the Nobel became rich for inventing dynamite, and he has a peace prize named after him. So maybe Trump.
Maybe they're actually not that far from each other. Well, so basically, there is a 21-point plan of how to bring peace to Gaza, and we noted how many we noted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna start. So I'm gonna start from the end of it. Okay. So as many people say, the whole secret is in details. You have to read between the lines to find out if that plan is really good and beneficial for everyone or just for one side.
Exactly.
We're going to leave it to you to decide.
Just one detail we should mention before making these points is that Netanyahu, Trump, and I guess Tony Blair were involved in creating these points, but no Palestinians.
Yeah, so it's like talking about the peace in Ukraine without Zelensky.
Oh, did that happen, by the way? Was that something that happened?
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Yeah. I remember.
And the only person who is in all those meetings is Trump.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah.
grinding for that peace prize.
Yeah. So if Hamas delays or rejects this proposal, the above points will proceed in terror-free areas, which means not Gaza, because Gaza is not terror-free, which the IDF will gradually hand over to the International Stabilization Force.
The stabilization force being the Tony Blair group. And these, I mean, basically it's those areas that Israel has conquered, those are designated terror-free areas.
Okay, so everything what we already took by bombing civilians.
Yeah.
We're not gonna destroy it more.
No.
That's a sweet deal. Palestinians should be happy. How lucky they are.
I know. The next point we wanted to highlight was Gaza will be administered by temporary transitional government of Palestinian technocrats who will be responsible for providing day-to-day services for the people of the Strip. So that is, actually, I'll connect it to the next one, which is Hamas will have no role in Gaza's governance whatsoever.
So it's basically what it means is that
Regime change.
Yeah, and the Palestinian technocrats are probably just figures picked by Israel, US, and whoever wants to be involved.
Just as
Tony Blair.
Tony Blair, you know, great man for peace in the Middle East.
Because it means the Palestinians can come back to their countries, but it's not going to be their country.
No, it'll be under supervision
Yeah. By technocrats.
by technocrats.
Yeah. That sounds very fair.
It does. Yeah.
So then the next point is a process will be established to de-radicalize the population.
Now that to me is a sticking point.
Well, so that means everything and nothing at the same time. Because how you want to through this process de-radicalize the society?
Well, it's to reprogram people. So people who have sympathies towards Hamas or people who have not sympathies towards Israel, they'll be considered radicals. So what do you do with radicals? You reform them. So you put them all in a place, all together, all cushy, all cuddly. Not much space because they're so cuddly. You don't need that much space. They can go to school. And, you know, old school schools, like, you know, where you might have, you know, might get a beaten. But, you know, it builds character. And if you still don't like that, well, maybe, you know, a bit of torture just to change your mind.
And a bit of torture, you know.
I think they've taken the model of Western China, where there's the population of the Uyghurs who are considered radicals. And so they all get put in this special place to
To socialize.
Yeah, to socialize. So that
Just hang out.
this point, to me, that's a dangerous one.
Yeah, I mean, all of it really means that Netanyahu and Trump, they want to create that resort which they hadn't planned in Gaza, but just put the label as a new Palestinian land, you know, and they wanted to come out of this as the good ones because they're bringing peace. It's just, you know, there is not much left.
Yeah, and that's why we have the last point, the second point actually on the list. Gaza will be redeveloped for the benefit of its people. And who doesn't love a resort? A big gold resort on the Gaza Strip with a big T, golden T on the top of it.
They just have to swipe the rest of the civilian buildings.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, all the bodies which have left, they just have to just do something with them.
Yeah. And of course, you know, the Palestinians haven't eaten for the last 3 months. They'll love a resort.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course they'll be able to afford it.
Yeah, I mean, like, they can work there as well.
Of course. I mean, maybe in those reformation centers, you know, to make sure they're like, you know, they're concentrating. Maybe they'll put them to work. Maybe there'll be some sort of labor camp.
Yeah, I mean, like, definitely Peace Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
It's about the time.
It's split in two. The concentration camp for concentrating on the school and the labor camp to build the resorts.
And that's how you're creating happy society.
Exactly. Well, you know what? Why hasn't anyone thought about this before?
I didn't know that it's that easy.
Yeah. Who knew?
Okay, so this case is closed. The problem is solved.
20 points. Sorted. Gaza.
Well, summarizing this, quite ridiculous. Let's see how it's gonna move forward. But basically, it's not a plan. It's not a ceasefire proposal. It's an ultimatum. Because if they won't agree to it, as we said at the beginning, the Israel gonna proceed with Palestine as they did for last 2 years. We're moving forward, and
Talk about Greta, I guess.
we're talking about Greta. So Greta jumped on a ship again. She was trying to get to Israel. She was
Not to Gaza.
to Gaza, but through the Israel waters, and she got captured with other activists, and there are quite few witnesses who are saying that she basically was humiliated. She was forced to kiss the flag. She was pulled by hair, dragged around, and that she was kept in prison with very minimum amount of water and food.
Bed bugs, I believe.
The
were some reports.
bed bugs, and finally she has been deported back home.
Back to Greece, actually, back to Athens.
Yeah. So at the beginning, I was like, let's see how many people are going to confirm it. Let's see if there is any footage of it from it. But I think too many people have seen it for it to not be.
I mean, it was a bit
Little
like
bit.
the first time she was on the flotilla. The first time they had phones on them and they live streamed it.
Yeah.
I guess this time they didn't. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe Israel sort of knew it was happening, so they got the phones before they could start recording.
Yeah.
But it's standard public editorials, publications like The Independent report on this. Okay, Palestine Chronicle, maybe a little bit biased.
Yeah, but there's too many independent people.
Yeah.
You know,
Including The Independent.
including the independent. So, basically, do you think that was warning for her from Israeli forces that if you're going to come again, that something more serious might happen to you? Because I think that was the first time something like that happened to such famous activists from their side.
I guess it was last time as well. Last time Greta was on the flotilla, it didn't go so well for her.
Yeah, but
That was more of a slap on the wrist.
Exactly.
This was more
because this sounds like a little bit like ideological terror, like kissing the flag and stuff, like humiliating her, showing her that she cannot do nothing. That also shows, by the way, how the regular troops are confident and kind of careless.
Yeah.
And that shows how they have to be treating the prisoners if they're treating a young activist.
Yeah.
Who's coming on a
Well, at the moment, the ball is in North Korea's court. If you remember last week, we reported that Kim Jong-un said that if Greta Thunberg is killed or anyone in the flotilla, they will nuke Israel. Let's see what happens now.
That would be kind of turn of events.
I
And then imagine they're gonna nuke Israel, and then US gonna nuke North Korea, and then Trump say, "I finished another war. I won my Nobel
No,
Prize."
because then Putin will be upset. So then he'll bomb Ukraine or Poland. We're just building World War III. I love this. I love this.
It went pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And it's if you think about it, it's Greta's fault.
It's all because of Greta. As
Yeah.
you know, the saying "May we live in interesting times."
Yeah.
I thought that's a curse rather than a blessing.
Rather than a blessing. I mean, like, let's see, because for instance, some people, especially Italian people, they think it's a curse.
Oh,
And they're very vocal about it.
what do you mean? No, we're just standing here protesting.
Espresso. We start shouting. We thought it's a football game.
Oh yes, between 1 and 5 though. We have a little sleep and a coffee. Yes, and then back to the protest.
Exactly. So what happened in Italy?
So the headlines are: political EU, mass protests and strikes for Gaza bring Italy to a standstill.
And ANSA, prevent protests that glorify terrorism, says Israel envoy.
So ANSA is probably the most famous independent Italian newspaper. So these
What is sympathizing with? Which side?
it's I know we disagree on the independence of the BBC, but it's
kind of
BBC
of Italy.
Yeah.
Right.
But not government run. It's fully independent. Doesn't even have ads.
Wow, how did they do that? Yeah.
No, it's the Italians. So all the major unions of Italy, most famously the CGIL, which is the more left-leaning union, they all went on strike. But this is trains, schools, actors' guilds,
What you mean? The actors will not work?
I know,
How
right?
this world is supposed to function?
You know, it just reminds me of the American shutdown there.
Yeah.
It's like-
I mean, like, give them what they want. How are we gonna survive without actors?
But no, it's a big deal. Like Italy is very much of a standstill. It's all protesting Meloni not recognizing Palestine when all the other major countries did. It's big. It's big.
It's big. It's the biggest in decades, and it's they're protesting because the whole thing happened not because they were protesting, but because they were protesting for a second time just within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, okay, that's big because these unions are
They have-
thousands of people,
and they have power.
and
I mean,
yeah.
also, as of Monday, this will be day 5 of the second strike.
Right.
Italy is not as rich as America. There's a government shutdown. It shuts down.
No, it already happened once
Yeah.
against
the
their
day.
against their will. But I mean, like, I'm shocked because that's really showing how the society is united in it. But I'm also thinking Meloni right now is in a little bit of a pickle because she was building her position as the biggest friend of Trump in Europe, going to his private party as the only leader in European countries. It's
Maybe
suddenly
he had a little romance with Elon Musk. Rumor has it.
Oh really? I didn't hear about that.
Oh yeah, that's funny. People were thinking like, oh, will Meloni resign or will Musk move?
Oh, nice. How did I miss that?
Oh, it was great. It was great.
I was reading some
There was a
bullshit
big-
news.
big
Oh,
heart ties when Meloni sees Musk.
oh,
We're like, oh,
right.
cute.
Okay.
I love it when fascists fall in love.
Yeah, especially when he was hailing at the conference.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what touched her heart.
I mean,
a little bit.
Eva Braun and the Austrian painter, one of the greatest love stories. They killed themselves together.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway,
let's see if it's gonna go that way. But for now, she has a bit of a problem because if she's gonna consider Gaza being a separate country, then she's obviously against her biggest ally policy. On the other hand, she showed in the past that, for instance, when there was a Ukraine a case, she showed very clearly that she's supporting Ukraine, even though she was still a friend of Trump. So maybe this time she's also going to find a motivation for it, because otherwise it's going to be difficult for her.
well, following the first round of protests, what Meloni started to do was to donate to the flotilla, not Greta Thunberg's, another one. So that's what she said. I said, and the Italians said, no, not good enough.
That's exactly how they said.
Yeah, not good enough.
They didn't say it in Italian. They said it exactly in English with this accent.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of impressions today, by the way. I should stop.
No, you're good. I'm waiting till we're gonna be talking about the British government.
I cannot do a Keir Starmer impression. I tried. I can't.
No, we're all gonna fall asleep.
But yeah, no, it's, well done, Italians. Meloni needs to step up. The question I have, though, obviously we live in the UK, so I'm very UK oriented. Why didn't the UK union strike? Why didn't the French union strike? The French love to strike.
Because both French and UK government they acknowledge Gaza being acknowledge Palestine being a separate state.
2 years later.
Yeah, no, but that happened. In my opinion, the problem is not that Italy didn't do it in general. The problem is that they didn't do it as the only ones from the Western European countries, from what I know. Maybe I'm missing some other country, but I think that Italy were like, hey, if we want to be leading, if we want to be kind of coming back from the little down situation we've been, and then the Meloni is a hope for our country after several years of having people like Berlusconi in charge, we have to be also very firm on our, moral side of politics.
Yeah.
So I think this is the problem, not the fact that
No one else did.
yeah. So let's see how it's gonna develop. What you as a Italian, how would you like it to finish? If you would be in a country, would you go and protest?
Of course. I mean, I've attended some of the marches in London on the Saturdays.
Yeah, you
and
know
they're
how
still
cheap
happening.
tickets are. If you really want to support the cause, you should go, man. I lost the passport today, by the way, so I would,
you
but I
can't.
cannot.
Oh, what a shame! Oh no. No, well done, Italy. Forza Italia. You're doing well. It's
Yeah.
It's almost odd to find a story about Italy where it's like kind of positive.
Everything is positive about Italy, man. Food, weather.
The politics.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have spaghetti. You don't worry. Don't worry about the politics, man. Well,
Yeah, well done. Anyway, well done, Italy. Well done, Italian.
what should I say? Tutta bene? Molto bene?
You can try, yes.
Bueno?
Bravo.
Bravo?
Bravo.
Parmigiano? Okay, so the last topic. Oh my God, we're gonna be cancelled.
We will. We will.
So the last topic is a labor conference aftermath. So we have two headlines. I'm gonna go with the first one. BBC. Nigel Farage doesn't like Britain. Keir Starmer says in speech to Labour Party conference.
And I feel like I need to do the Daily Star voice for this.
Well, you're so warmed up with other impressions. It should be a pickle.
Traces of cocaine found in the toilets at the Labour Party conference event attended by MPs. Shocking. Shocking.
Exclamation mark.
We were wondering last year who wanted to party with Keir Starmer.
And now we know.
Now we know people who are on cocaine. Because otherwise they fall asleep.
So oh, in that way.
Yeah.
I was thinking that Boris Johnson secretly likes Keir because they also maybe they're sharing the same toilet. Or they found traces of cocaine during COVID.
You know, we're all for bipartisanship in this country, and cocaine, I think, is the great unifier in Parliament.
If that's what it takes for them to bring the peace to the table, so be it. I know the guy who knows the guy who has a number, Keir, if you need.
Did you watch any of the speech that Keir Starmer gave?
I didn't watch any of the speech because, as I said, I am working hard and I was really tired and I didn't want to fall asleep uncontrollably.
Oh, boo.
But I've seen some. Relations of journalists and politicians, and I've seen that basically the Labour Party became Keir Starmer Party, and there was never in a history. From some relations, there was never in history such a dictatorship in Labour Party as it is right now, and that's surprising for me. And
Hold on. That's a big statement there. I need to think about it. You
Because-
continue.
because it's also, it's also the case of him being extremely boring and kind of having no charisma. But on the other hand, that kind of ties together with the fact that you cannot say everything, and people are being, arrested for, how they were, for instance, masking the, how you call this guy? Oh my God, I'm tired today.
Raj?
No.
Robinson?
Who is the famous? Oh my God, this is such a shame. It's gonna be online. Who is the famous graphic painter?
Bansky?
Yeah. So
Okay.
how they were masking his painting because
Oh.
it wasn't politically correct, and that's happening with the current Labour government. So
Okay.
you know.
I mean, I think dictator Starmer is a bit of a strong accusation.
Yeah.
I do believe, like, especially within his party, he runs a tight ship.
Yeah, but do you think that he's running the tight ship because he has to? Because otherwise he's gonna have a little bit of a rebellion.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Everyone says that the one thing that can destroy the Labour Party is the Labour Party because they're historically, not necessarily in the UK, not necessarily Labour Party, but left-leaning parties
Yeah.
always disagree and implode.
Yeah, because they're always kind of more leaning more towards revolution than the conservative parties.
Yeah. Yeah, and even if it's a revolution within themselves.
Yeah, still the revolution.
It's very Camus philosophy there. I love that. But not in the Labour Party. Labour Party is just destroying each other. I personally, I liked it. I liked the speech. It did what I wanted it to do, which was anything. The main focus of the speech was we're not Farage.
Yeah, because I just want to say that they were bouncing off each other with Farage for constantly, him and Keir, before the conference.
But one thing that I liked, especially, it was very symbolic, but the symbolism spoke loudly, is that, you know how we spoke about flags lately?
Yeah.
Before Keir Starmer's speech, staffers gave loads of flags to the crowd.
Yeah.
UK, English, Scottish, Welsh, Northern Irish. So it was a way to reclaim the flagship and patriotism to a more moderate politics, which I enjoyed that. And also the fact that it wasn't just George's crosses, which is mostly what was waved during the protests, the far right protests led by Tommy Robinson. This was all the nations of the UK flags. So it was more like, we can be patriotic, we can be diverse, but united, which I really enjoyed that. That is what Keir Starmer needed to do.
Right. So you think that in general it was on place?
Yeah,
And
I think it did.
And what the other comrades from his party were saying? Were they happy?
Oh, yeah, I mean, but they're forced to. I mean, first of all, it's Labour Party conference, and you need to show unity, and you need to show, like, oh my God, Keir Starmer is the best of the world.
They said it exactly with that manner.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm really curious how it would be if they would do a little survey.
Oh, no, don't do a survey. Don't do a survey. Keir Starmer is the worst, has the lowest polling since the 70s.
Yeah.
Even worse than Boris and Liz Truss. But that's why we don't do
Liz
surveys.
Truss wasn't long enough to
They couldn't even have time to ask people.
Well, okay. Well, I think if you're happy, I'm happy.
Yeah? I like that. I have that power over you.
Well, I am.
I'm not satisfied. But
yeah,
I'm
I mean, look, in his position, I think even though he would give the best speech in the world, he still would be compared to his charisma to the charisma of a sack of potato.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. In Ireland, they've got much more charisma than Keir Starmer.
Yeah, undoubtedly. But it's but it could have been worse.
It could have been worse.
Yeah.
It all lies now on the budget, which is due this month actually, which is the big economic statement done by Rachel Reeve, which they like even less than Keir Starmer. And if she doesn't do anything good or fun or positive, she's done. It all relies on that.
Do you think she's already looking for a job on Indeed?
Well, I don't know. There has been many stories of her lying about her CV and even changing her Wikipedia page. So maybe she's adding stuff for future jobs now to Wikipedia.
Maybe she's already making the paragraph about the budget being accepted but it was then, due to conspiracy.
Yeah, it was a deep state.
So anyway, you look for some bartenders, right?
Yeah, I can hire Rachel Reeve. I'm sure she can pour a pint.
Yeah, of course. With Farage. Okay, I think this is it.
I think that's the week that it was.
That's the week. It's been a hell of a week. Again, this is another episode of Papses, which is slightly longer, but I think that was needed.
Yeah, I mean, the world is
On fire. Yeah.
So we needed extra time.
We'll see how it's everything gonna develop from now, and we're gonna update you in a week time.
Yeah. In the meantime, we still have a live TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, anything else? Spotify. Yeah. So have a look at there because we will be posting content, whether we like it or not. And so like, subscribe, and whatever influencers say these days.
Ta-ta.
Thank you.
Bye.
This is a Soho moment. This is SOMO W1 Radio.